Hello guys, I'm on Warhead's front page. They're reworking Paladin in the next patch, so I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna spec and what I'm gonna take, and I can tell you what I'm gonna do. Like for example, I'm not gonna go Blessing of Sacrifice. I don't think Blessing of Sacrifice is redeemed. And for starters, I'm not gonna take Righteous Protector, I'm not gonna take Resolute Defender and stuff like that. I'm not gonna take Crusader Judgment, I'm not gonna take Sanctuary, I'm not gonna take Consecration in Flames and stuff like that. Also, I'm not gonna take Hammer of Wrath because I think it's just useless. It doesn't help in an AoE situation for a Prot Paladin. Also, I'm not gonna take the Radius Increased on my red auras. I'm not gonna take Light Bearer, I'm not gonna take Reduced Improved Blessing of Protection and stuff like that, because if you take Uther's Consul you get reduced Blessing of Protection anyway, and if you take Unbreakable Spirit you get some reduced on your other cooldown, so I don't think a 3-minute cooldown is a bad thing for Blessing of Protection. It removes all the harmful and you can macro it to your healer anyway, so. And your healer is probably the one that takes most damage anyway, or a mage or a priest. Apart from that, the only changes I see, we're gonna get all the auras now. We're not gonna get a Crusader aura that no one uses. So we're gonna get Consecration aura, Devotion aura, or rather Concentration aura. And we're gonna get Crusader aura as well. And the best part yet to come, we're gonna get the duration of stun effects reduced by 20%. That's really good in Mythic Plus if you have to group up the ad. And this talent here is really good. Removing harmful effects with Divine Shield heals you for 10%. That's really good. If you have like 50 ads on you in a Mythic Plus, heals you for 10%. Imagine that. That's really good. And also one more thing that is really good. Your forbearance duration is reduced by 10 seconds. That's really good, down from 30 seconds. So imagine if you have 30 seconds forbearance, now you have 20 seconds. So literally in a pool you can do literally Lay on Hands and your Divine Shield. And if you run Final Stand, which I do, which is the best talent and should be given passively to all the protection paladins, I yet don't understand why Blizzard doesn't give us this talent. They should also buff it so it's 45 yards. But really, that's the main difference. We're gonna get Blessing of Protection now, and I don't think this talent here is redeemable. Reducing cooldowns, it should be reduced cooldowns by 40% and reduce the duration by 20% instead. Then it will be redeemable to take it. I will also take Blessing of Freedom, because having Blessing of Freedom, the other talent gives you Blessing of Freedom each time you do a Divine Steal, but that means you have to actually use Divine Steal when you don't have to use Divine Steal. So it's much better to have Blessing of Freedom. Plus you get the 30% movement speed if you have Blessing of Freedom. So there's no use point in taking Steed of Liberty. I think for PvP maybe, but it's much better to take it if you're in PvE situations. I think it's much better to use it generally in PvP situations as well. It means you have more movement speed. And 2 Divine Steed, plus you're playing Templar, you have a Divine Steed increased cooldowns and you have movement speed as well, so this talent doesn't really make sense. Steed of Liberty should be granted each time you had Divine Steed instead. This talent should just be baked in. Blessing of Freedom. Apart from that, we're gonna get Punishment now, so each time we interrupt something, when we do Divine Toll for example, we're gonna get what is it? We're gonna get Hammer of Wrath, Blessed Hammer, sorry. Also, they have moved up our Sanctified Plates to be on the right side now. Apart from that, I don't really know. Ardent Defender is buffed, by the way. We're gonna get more healing when we use it. Also, we're gonna get more armor. So when we do Seal of Righteous, we get more armor now. So we're gonna get buffed. Stun Radiation, you get more stun radiation. Also you get 3% more movement speed, which is great. And if you take this talent here, you're gonna get oh yeah, we're gonna get 5% movement speed. That's nice. So next patch we're gonna get 5% movement speed if you take these talents. Lead the charge and stuff like that, you know. I still don't get Blessing of Sacrifice. I don't really... Me personally, I don't like this talent. I think this talent is just horrendous. Bad. Why should a tank take more damage for someone else? I don't get it. Like, imagine, look here, you automatically activate your Blessing of Sacrifice onto an ally. This effect, it removes and prevents all poison and disease effect. They're even trying to make you take this talent. I'm not gonna take this talent. And also Seal of the Crusade, I don't really like this talent either, because you're always on the move. You will always move in a PvE situation. You will always move in a PvP situation. So you will never stand more than 5 seconds in an AoE pool anyway. You're gonna kite, you're gonna move. Light Bearer I don't really like either, because you don't get any increased on yourself, and you're taking the most damage. These talents I don't really get. Also Hammer of Wrath, Judgment deal 5% damage, not very interesting. Flash Heal, I don't really understand. And Healing Dawn also, is more effective on your allies, and 40% of the healing is also done healing on you. And when as a protection paladin are you gonna cast Flash Heal anyway? You're always gonna be spending what is it called? You're always gonna be spamming Word of Glory anyway, so apart from that, you're still gonna spec this in the Templar if you're playing Templar Paladin. Apart from that, your Forbearance, that's a buff, that's a huge win. I think generally the talent system is much better in the next patch. And also if you do Lay on Hand, we're gonna get increased armor for 100% for 30 seconds. So Lay on Hand is literally defensive now. And if you use this talent here, you Lay on Hands and shield, but Blessing of Protection is reduced 30%. Also, if in case you're wondering why I'm not taking this improved on Defender, I don't really understand. You have like 1 minute cooldown on it. I don't think 10% more is any redeemable, and I also don't like spell warding that much. I don't get it. Like every DPS has a defensive cooldown. They can use it, and if they're smart, they're not standing in shit. The only downside, we're gonna get a nerf on our blessed hammers, because we can't take this talent anymore. So, and also we're gonna get some haste reduction still. I think this relentless inquisitor should be granted to the paladin instead. This talent isn't really interesting. Spending holy power to get the haste, and you're gonna actually have when you run into a new ad pack, you're gonna lose this, because this takes so long to build up holy power. And in case you're wondering why I'm taking this talent here, it's because you get duration increased on your Sentinel, and Sentinel is really good because you get so much damage, you get so much duration for it. So a 2-minute cooldown, which grants just stamina and stuff. And in case you're wondering, I'm still taking one of these. When you drop below 30%, you get a Guardian. Guardian is really good when you drop below that. Then you can use this, and then you still have a Guardian. So in case you drop below 30%, you have a Guardian, and then you have a Guardian. It doesn't go on cooldown, so that's really good. And a different change here. I think this is gonna buff our Bulwark, by the way. Enemy struck by Avenge Shield, burn, holy fire, suffering. It's literally a dot with your holy shield, and if you use that with Divine Toll, it's gonna be yummy. But we shall see. I still don't think Sanctuary is good. I don't think Consecration Flame is really good. I don't think those talents are really good to take. And in case you're wondering, this talent used to be over in the right side, Consecrate Ground. I'm just gonna take it because it's 15% larger, and you have reduced movement speed. If you, in case playing in a week when you need to kite, you could probably take something else. Maybe you can take this thing here, healed, or set Lord 5% more damage or whatever. I don't really understand. Like this, maybe you can take in case it's a pool week. genuine cost you next to successful attacks to heal you. But this is generally how I'm gonna play in Mythic 0 and Mythic when you don't need to kite. And if you do need to kite, this is really good. But if it's blood weak when you need to kite out of the blood, I suggest you don't take this talent here. You should probably take this talent here or this talent here if in case you have squishy. Apart from that, I think this is a solid rework, to be honest, a overhaul. The only problem I have, Blessed Hammer is gonna deal sloppy damage now. But we're gonna get that on our Avenger Shield instead. I think they should buff Light's Deliverance to be on 40 stacks instead of 60 stacks. It takes too long to build up, you don't get so much holy power. Or rather, I think they should do maybe 30. Should buff Light's Deliverance up. Sorry guys, I need to cough. Apart from that, I think Templar is gonna be solid. Having 20% stun reduction and having a buffed Fate's armor each time you do Shield of Righteous is really good. I don't know how much this will be for. I don't think this will be for 20%, maybe 10, maybe 7 or whatever. It's more for Retribution. The only downside is not having Seal of Reprisal, so your hammer, Blessing Hammers, will be reduced damage. I find that very, very unnerving. I can't seem to get it into your build here, which I find. Also, I don't understand. I don't understand why this isn't like built in up here or something, or over here. Like build it into a talent so we can take Blessed Hammer, you know. Because you used to build over there and then go down and build. Back in the old talent tree, you build like this, and you took one talent there. Then you had Blessed Hammers, you need 20%. It used to be this talent being over here, so I think this talent is better than this talent. But you will always be spamming Blessed Hammer, so this will be a DPS check if, in case this talent is better because of your soaking, or this talent is better because of your overall damage. I don't really know. But in general, it's either Seal of Reprisal or Refining Fire. Depends, because you get huge damage increase with this talent over here, and if you talent that with your Sentinel, you're gonna get so much damage. And you can also talent it with your Divine Toll. So this talent here should always be talented to either Divine Toll or either your Eye of Tyr or your Sentinel. So when you're pushing that, you're also pushing that. So apart from that, I think Paladin is solid. And also don't forget to take Fate in the Light. That's the best talent ever, but it has been nerfed now, so it used to grant 30%, now it grants 15%, but I don't know if it's a tooltip change. I will have to log on to PTR to check it out. Anyway guys, I hope you have a good day. Remember, everything can change within the PTR, nothing is set in stone. I think overall I like the new change because we're gonna get Binding Light. It's no longer down here, and we're also gonna get reduced Forbearance. I just wish they buffed Lay on Hands to be a 5-minute cooldown instead of 10 minutes. Like, you don't get much use out of it in a Mythic Plus. Like, it also in raiding environments, I don't understand why you only get one use out of Lay on Hands. Like, Lay on Hands shouldn't be such a huge cooldown. It should be like a 3-minute or 5-minute cooldown. Really, that's my only take on it. And you get 7 minutes down on this, I think, or like 6 minutes depending on. But I don't understand why we should only get one use out of it when you get 100% armor. Like, nah, I don't really understand it. Either it can make Lay on Hands and passive that heals you for like when you go low, or rather make it they should do something with it, to be honest. Lay on Hands should also heal to your teammates, like when you're in a 5-man, just not only you. Imagine having armor on all your, you can being like a, they can do more with Lay on Hands. I bet they can do really much more. The best thing is we get all auras now, so that's a huge W for Blizzard. And also I think it's a huge W for Blizzard that we get your consecration is larger and stuff like that. The only downside is this. Anyway, I've been rambling on for so long now, so I hope you have a good day, and remember to spec into the fade and the light. Bye bye. Side note, guys, by the way, I forgot to tell you this, you can't take consecration ground, you will always take judgment of the light. So we're gonna lose our consecration healing next patch, so that's a huge loss. Remember to thumb this video up and give it a like and a post and a comment. So remember to take judgment light. It will only affect you, and you get healing when you judgment, so that's the only difference with the next patch. We're gonna lose our healing standing, but we get healing if you attack the added with judgment. So thumb this video up. See you guys.